What's up? Welcome back to another edition of the Mandatory Post-Fight Live. Remember, if you like the content, you can always make sure to follow us on our social media channels. You'll see in the description below the ways that you can connect with us. Also, if you like the content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, you can find us on the audio side as well. So leave a rate and review, give us a 5-star. And this is an interactive show, so make sure to drop some comments. So let's go over to Bam Rodriguez, who fought Cafu. And this was a fight where Cafu was keeping him busy in a sense that he wasn't like distinctively winning rounds against Bam, but he was giving Bam some good work. And Bam ended up getting the stoppage in the later rounds, by the way, if you weren't able to see that fight. I hate when they do these cards at the same time and I'm like watching two fights at once. It's the worst.
Literally, Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fedor was happening the same time Bam Rodriguez and Phumelela Cafu were fighting. And the stoppages happened within maybe a minute of each other. Both stoppages were kind of like, wait, what just happened? Like they weren't like super obvious. Cafu, I thought, brought it in terms of his effort, but he was just outclassed. I think he won maybe 2 rounds. Bam Rodriguez is really fucking good, and he has a big fight coming in November. And Bam's a pound for pound guy. Like we both had him in our pound for pound top 10. I think a lot of people would at this point. He's unified. He's, I think, the best guy in the weight class, but we'll see. He's going to fight the other best guy in the weight class, Fernando Martinez, in November. But Bam's great. He's awesome. He's one of the best watches, like one of the best guys to watch in the sport. And at least arguably the best athlete that goes by Bam in pro sports.
Yeah, I mean, let's go to our good friend, Captain 007. I liked Bam's patience. Yeah, like Bam was very patient during this fight. And I think a lot of people thought that he would get Cafu out earlier, like in the earlier rounds, and that didn't happen. So he continued to be patient and he fought his fight, right? Like he fought his fight. He stuck to his game plan. And Bam is a very tough fight because you know that he's going to give you a high work rate. You know, he's going to land a lot of heavy punches on you as well, because Bam does have he's got pop, right? I mean, he got the stoppage, and I think the work rate for a lot of fighters in that division from Bam is a lot. Now, he's going to be taking on Martinez next. That's the big fight. But I think Bam beats him. It's not going to be a layup for him, but I think Bam beats him. I think it's going to be a very, very good fight. And then it's like, who does Bam take on next? Is it Chocolatito? Pull up the rankings, Brian. Pull them up. It's time.
I don't want to go too far ahead with matchmaking because we'll be pulling.
Hey, I'm going to be Turk. Come here. You're going to fight. Like, I'm going to be Turk in this moment and just go like way past. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful here because, you know, that's not a given. Bam beats Fernando Martinez because he's a really good fighter. I think that's going to be one of the most entertaining bouts this year. I'll say that. Telling you right now, that might be fight of the year.
Probably. It's going to be a contender. We'll see. I think if I'm pulling for Bam, if I'm somebody who's betting on Bam, I don't want it to be a fight of the year contender because I just want him to box well and whoop somebody's ass. But Martinez is going to bring it, man.
You know what? It's one of those things, man, where either Bam's going to like dominate and surprise us even more. He's already on the pound for pound list. Or Fernando Martinez, because Fernando Martinez is a crafty fighter, dude.
Yeah,
and he throws a lot of punches as well. This is like the best weight. These are the best weight classes, by the way. I will say that this could be a war. These are two of the best at 115 pounds. This could be an absolute war, and I think it'll tell us a lot about Bam Rodriguez. And if we're already looking forward to that fight, saying it right now, I think it could be fight of the year. And if Bam comes out of that on top, which I feel like he should, we might be moving him up to number 4 or something on the pound for pound list.
You want this man to be his next opponent.
I do, but only because I'm the biggest Chocolatito fan. Like, right, this is like he's one of my favorite fighters of all time, and then Bam is like my favorite fighter right now.
They mentioned on the broadcast that he has a fight coming up, I think, in Nicaragua.
I love it.
Which randomly is where the FIBA AmeriCup will take place in a month. I'll be covering that on my channel. But like, he's gonna fight, and presumably, I mean, if he's number 1 ranked now, he's probably just gonna like take another fight after, maybe that he should win and just kind of sit on the ranking, unless the WBO orders like an eliminator, like him against Francisco Rodriguez Jr. And it's like, all right, the winner is going to be the mandatory for Bam, something like that. The Bam Martinez winner. Like, I do hope we have a pathway to doing that. I know Chocolatito's older now, but
Well,
I
that's the
mean,
thing. It's like I would want that fight to be early next year because
it's
we're
not, well, Bam's fighting in November.
yeah, I know. So early next year, like March or something like that.
Okay.
In a March, so early next year,
It's a lot of activity.
because Chocolatito's getting too old, right? And I don't want to be watching this fight and not seeing like the Chocolatito that I'm used to seeing. Obviously, he's a little bit older, but Chocolatito can fight. And then it's like if you're Bam, if you have El Gallo and Chocolatito on your resume, like that's wild. But I don't know, like if Chocolatito, I gotta watch his next fight. I gotta see what's up. I don't
By the
know.
way,
That's the fight I want to see though.
also Sonny Edwards, which is I think a really good win.
Yeah.
Given that that was undefeated versus undefeated, that was his first unification. I want to say was his first unification. Um, and I think for some people that was even the introduction to him to some
Yeah.
extent. We obviously have been talking about him before that, but I think for a lot of people, your introduction to Bam might have been either the Sonny Edwards fight or maybe the Carlos Cuadras fight. Going back, that was his first title. It's funny. Cuadras is actually number one contender for the WBC, so maybe there's a rematch in the future. I'd much rather see him fight Chocolatito.
Yep.
Chocolatito is 38 years old. Um, with that fight style, but also is 56 fights into his career, and the 57th one apparently is coming up. He's also just 2-2 for his last four. But I mean, this would be like a type of torch passing thing that I think a lot of boxing fans will want. To your point, we've seen these
Yeah.
before. You know what I mean? This is it's not a one of one comparison because I'm just doing off the top of my head, but like Mayweather Mosley felt like not a torch passing like Mosley was like the guy previously, but you know, one of the best of his time.
Yeah.
And shit, the first two rounds of that fight were
Or
really interesting.
even like when and I think at this point like Oscar wasn't Oscar, but even Oscar fought Mayweather.
You could say Oscar and Pacquiao too.
Yeah,
Klitschko
there's a lot.
Fury also, or Klitschko Joshua.
Yeah, I would say Klitschko Joshua because I think that was a stunner, right? I think that one really gave Joshua that cachet behind his name. That was the one. So this is the fight that I think most boxing fans would want to see because if we're not going to get Bam moving up and fighting Nakatani,
Well, that's the other thing.
that's the one. That's another one that we want, which I think is actually something that we'll get eventually, maybe in like a couple of years. What do you think, Brian?
I still maybe, but I still think it's more likely we get Nakatani in a way first.
That's wild, really? Okay,
I,
that's
I
I hope
think
so.
I think because like what else is in a way gonna do? Like we okay, let's back up. Because in a way has all the belts. He's finally fighting Akhmadaliev, blah 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 blah. And to be honest with you, like I think a lot of people are very excited. They're like, "Yay, he's finally gonna fight Akhmadaliev," and I'm like, he's gonna beat Akhmadaliev also. But I mean, we saw his last fight, so in a ways had in a ways had a couple doozies as of late. But I mean, what else are you doing if you're in a way, assuming you win this? Like there was a scheduled fight before against Picasso, who we just saw
Yeah.
on this card. Were you inspired by that performance? Did you watch that and was like, yeah, Picasso could take Inoue?
No,
I
but
didn't
at the
come away
same
from that fight saying that shit.
no, not at all. I'll say this though. I think when whoever in a way fights, I'm watching.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not missing an Inoue fight, but I always thought that yeah, I mean like that's a massive fight that they'll do that fight in Japan. Nakatani and Bam.
Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, it's the
Easy.
Tokyo Dome. Nakatani and Inoue. That's one of the biggest fights of this generation. I feel that's a huge fight. I just don't know when we're gonna get it because you are also asking Nakatani to come up. Then right, like you're asking him to come up. This he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to.
The other thing is, so Sam Goodman was linked to a fight with Inoue before, but Sam Goodman's fighting my guy, Nick Ball, next month. So doesn't even look like Sam Goodman is going to be a factor in this division because he's moving up to featherweight. to face Nick Ball, who's the pound for pound number one boxer in the world right now.
Can you believe it? Like, go up in the rankings a little bit because I don't think. Here's the thing. I think it would be smart for Inoue to fight Nakatani, and I think that's the fight that we all want to see as boxing fans.
Here's
Because
featherweight.
it's like, here's the thing. When is Inoue going to cap out? He could move up. He could move up in a weight class and maybe have his rematch again with Stephen Fulton.
No, I don't want to see that.
But does he want to fight?
I
Does
know
he want to
Fulton
fight?
says he's better at featherweight or whatever. I'm cool. I want to see. You know what's the featherweight that I want to see Inoue fight?
Rafael Espinoza?
No, Nick
Nick Ball?
Ball.
Okay. Okay, because I think for me, Rafael Espinoza is my favorite fighter in this weight class at
Yeah,
126.
I get it. Nick Ball is my favorite fighter because, and that honestly,
That's why they should fight. You know
they
what
should
type of
fight. Yeah, yeah,
that'd be a
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
fight.
The six, it'll be like Rey Mysterio against the Big Show. That's what it'll be like. I want
Yeah.
to see Nick Ball versus Rafael Espinoza. No, Nick Ball if he beats Sam Goodman, legitimately, you could sell me Inoue moves up and fights Nick Ball, unless of course he fights Nakatani first, because Inoue and Nick Ball have tweeted back and forth and like practically agreed to fighting each other at some point, not next, but and that's a fight that's fun too because Inoue he'd be willing to brawl even when he shouldn't, and Nick Ball's gonna bring it because he knows no other way, honestly. So, but going back to down to Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez versus Nick Ball in 2030 will
Yeah.
be fun. Bam Rodriguez versus Chocolatito will be interesting, but I we got to see him fight Fernando Martinez. But he did what he was supposed to do. Like Bam delivers. He's in the top 5 in the sport
Yeah.
of like just he gives you your money's worth.